students were supposed to do it, which will be one of the study course in this session itself. All Mangalacharya you should know. You should know our Guru Shishya Parampara's Pranam Mantra. What is the Pranam Mantra of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? What is the Pranam Mantra of Bhakti Vinod Thakur? What is the Pranam Mantra of Jagannath Baba? If you don't know the Pranam Mantra, you should not try to learn. Or Pranam Mantra of Srila Prabhupada. In this way, as a Bhakti Shastri student, you should memorize. So take your Vaishnava song book, try to chant every day. Anyhow, you have the recording of the session. So you can keep the recording and practice along with you. So 55th verse, right? 18th chapter, 55th verse. In the previous verse, Krishna is giving the symptoms of Brahmabhuta Prasannatma, Brahmabhuyaya Kalpate. So who is the person? He is Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. How is he? Na shochati na kankshati. And he is equal, samasarveshu bhuteshu. In this way, he attains bhakti. Now, what is bhakti? In bhakti, what happens? What is the meaning of bhakti? That has been given in the 55th verse of the 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanischasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. So what is bhakti? Bhaktya mam abhijanati. He understands me. Well, what he understands? What he understands? He understands that Yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. Yascha asmi. Asmi means me. Yascha. As I am. What I am the absolute truth. So what is bhakti? To understand that Krishna is absolute truth. Then what he does? Tato mam tattato gyatva. If he knows this truth, that I am the absolute, then he starts performing activities for me. So bhakti means devotional service, love for Krishna. So when with that love, when he starts serving me, understanding that I am the absolute truth, vishate tadanantaram. In this way, he enters the kingdom of God. So by bhakti, what happens? A person can get Vaikuntha, the kingdom of God. First, for that, what is important? He should be Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. He should have equal vision towards everyone. At the same time, he should know that he has to surrender to Lord. It's not just Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. There are so many Brahmabhuta Prasannatmas who are equal to everyone, but they don't want to surrender to Lord. There are Gyanis. They also are Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. Why? They understand that I am not the body, I am soul. That is why they avoid doing materialistic activities. There are yogis who see Paramatma in everyone's heart. They think, oh, everyone Paramatma is there. But still, devotional service is lacking. They try to enjoy in their own self. They just go meditate somewhere. They don't take responsibilities. They are not interested in all these things. Devotional service means taking responsibility. Simple. Devotional service doesn't think about one's own bodily comforts. For Krishna, ready to do anything and everything. Srila Prabhupada did. Today we are all able to study because of the sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. If Prabhupada would have thought about himself, he would have stayed back in Radha Damodara temple. He could have enjoyed his old days just by being in Vrindavan and taking the Vrindavan atmosphere and being peaceful. But bhakti is beyond this peace, Prasannatma. Yes, he is Prasannatma, but beyond this so-called peaceful atmosphere. Taking anxiety. Bhakti means taking anxiety, giving to others also devotional service. And for that, Acharyas have done a lot of hard work. You name Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, you say Brahmavada Sampradaya, any Sampradaya, the Acharyas have taken a lot of hard work. Ramanuja traveled practically from east to west within our Bharata Bhumi only, but practically traveled from east to west, from Srirangam to Melkote. So much of difficulties. So Acharyas have taken a lot of difficulties. That is why today we are all sitting with Bhagavad Gita book. Even to write Bhagavad Gita book, we always have some grudge, some here and there. We are just students, but still we grudge so much, isn't it? But just imagine Prabhupada. Every day night he used to sit. Old man, age 70. He used to sit at night and he used to complete the translation. Somebody asked Prabhupada, too soon. See, you are growing very old. Because Prabhupada, by the time, it was like, it was 78, 76, 77. Last. So, he was practically very old that time. So, somebody told Prabhupada, finish off very fast. Prabhupada says, see, don't hurry. It is not me who is writing. It is Lord who is giving the mercy, and I'm just putting it in this. You don't hurry me. So just see how much Prabhupada has done for us. We cannot even imagine how much difficulty Prabhupada has taken. Sometimes Prabhupada used to suffer so much with loose motions, no one to take care. Nowadays, sannyasis have so many people to take care. Nowadays, sannyas means it is a luxury. And nowadays, sannyasis are actually luxurious life. That means tickets are booked, foreign tickets are booked, any flight tickets are booked. There are students who give variety of items. Prabhupada cooked, made, fed everyone. There's nobody to sponsor Prabhupada. So Prabhupada's difficulties and Prabhupada's trouble, if we take care, if we remember every day, we will always be indebted to the things which has been given to us. It is a plate full of laddus which he has given to us. What prasadam we take in the temple is hard work of Srila Prabhupada. We tend to throw it, isn't it? It's actually blood of Srila Prabhupada. Always remember this thing. Bhakti is not so easy. Bhakti is something which is beyond. Bhakti is not ding dong bell or just thinking about oneself. No, Bhakti means sacrifice. Bhakti means service. Service involves activities. And service involves naturally pain in the body. It involves activities. One who is ready to take up the responsibility, that is Bhakti. It's not so easy to go back to Godhead. Krishna sees. Who is ready to take the trouble? Who is ready to beg for me? Who is ready to work for me? Because what we are going to do in the eternal world, we have to work there. We cannot just sit, oh, let me think about my comforts. And there, 24 hours, we have to work. Then, our acharyas recommend. It is actually recommendation by our acharyas to Lord so that they can give us the entry. It's a recommendation. So, bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan ischasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva abhishate tad anantara. Okay, Goloka read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha tato mam tattvato gnatva vishate tad anantaram. Translation: one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and his plenary portions cannot be understood by mental speculation, nor by the non devotees. If anyone wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to take to pure devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee. Otherwise, the truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will always be hidden, as already stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.25. Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. He is not revealed to everyone. No one can understand God simply by erudite scholarship or mental speculation. Only one who is actually engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service can understand what Krishna is. University degrees are not are not helpful. One who is fully conversant with the Krishna science becomes eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom, the abode of Krishna. Becoming Brahman does not mean that one loses his identity. Devotional service is there, and as long as devotional service exists, there must be God, the devotee, and the process of devotional service. Such knowledge is never vanquished, even after liberation. Liberation involves getting free from the concept of material life. In spiritual life, the same distinction is there. The same individuality is there, but in pure Krishna consciousness. One should not mistakenly think that the word Vishate enters into me supports the monist theory that one becomes homogeneous with the impersonal Brahman. No, Vishate means that one can enter into the abode of the Supreme Lord in one's individuality to engage in his association and render service unto him. For instance, a green bird enters a green tree not to become one with the tree, but to enjoy the fruits of the tree. Impersonalists generally give the example of a river flowing into the ocean and merging. This may be a source of happiness for the impersonalist, but the personalist keeps his personal individuality like an aquatic in the ocean. We find so many living entities within the ocean if we go deep. Surface acquaintance with the ocean is not sufficient. One must have complete knowledge of the aquatics living in the ocean depths. Because of his pure devotional service, a devotee can understand the transcendental qualities and the opulences of the Supreme Lord in truth. As it is stated in the 11th chapter, only by only by devotional service one can understand. The same is confirmed here. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service and enter into his kingdom. The attainment of the Brahma Bhuta, Srimad Bhagavatam 4th Canto 30th chapter 20th verse, stage of freedom from material conceptions, devotional service begins by one's hearing about the Lord. When one hears about the Supreme Lord, automatically Brahma Bhuta stage develops. The material contamination, greediness, and lust for sense enjoyment disappears. As lust and desires disappear from the heart of a devotee, he becomes more attached to the service of the Lord, and by such attachment, he becomes free from material contamination. In that state of life, he can understand the Supreme Lord. This is the state of Srimad Bhagavatam also. After liberation, the process of bhakti or transcendental service continues. The Vedanta Sutra, 4th canto, 1st chapter, 12th verse, confirms this. Aprayana tatrapi hi drishtam. This means that after liberation, the process of devotional service continues. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, real devotional liberation is defined as the reinstatement of the living entity in his own identity, his own constitutional position. The constitutional position is already explained. Every living entity is a part and parcel, fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his constitutional position is to serve. After liberation, this service is never stopped. Actual liberation is getting free from misconceptions of life. Hare Krishna.
11th chapter, 54th verse. Bhaktya tvananya shakya ahmeva vidorjunaha yatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Same verse has been given. Bhaktya tvananya shakya. Only by bhakti shakya possible. Ahameva vidorjuna. You can understand me, Krishna says, only by bhakti. Gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. You can enter in me. The same thing. Enter in my kingdom. Praveshtum. Praveshtum means as pravesh. Praveshtum cha parantapa. Gyachum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. How? Only by bhakti. Bhakti tvananya shakya. What is given here? Bhaktya mam avijanati yavan ischashmi tatvata. Tato mam tatoto gyatva vishate tatarantaram. Similar verse. It's the same verse you can see. Next. Sarvakarmani Sarvakarmanyaphi sada kurvanu madvyapashayah mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Sarvakarmani api sada. Sarva. All activities. Api, although, sada, always. Kurvana. Kurvana. Perform. Madvyapashaya. Under my protection. Mat prasadat. By my mercy, avapnoti, he achieves Shashvatam Padam Abhyam, eternal imperishable abode. So it doesn't matter. He may engage in all type of activities. He can go to office. He can do his work. He doesn't have to give up everything and run away in the forest. Although he is engaged, api means although. Although he is engaged in all type of activity, just because he has taken my protection, my shelter, vipashraya, he has achieved my mercy. So that is why he is always in the eternal world, or he reaches the eternal world. For a devotee, this life itself is a liberation. If he is completely karmana manasa gira, nikhilashapi avasthasu, jivan muktasa uchyate. Within this lifetime itself, he is liberated. He doesn't have to wait for the death to become liberated. Iha yasya harer dasya. Now in Nectar of Devotion, we'll get this verse. Iha means in this lifetime itself. Yasya. He is Haridas. He is servant of Lord. Iha yasya harer dasya. Karmana, manasaha, gira. By his activities. He is just serving Krishna. Manasa, his mind is only focusing in service to Krishna. Gira, his body is only engaged in the service of Lord. Then Nikhilashapi avasthasu. What is his avastha? Jivan muktasa uchyate. Within this lifetime, he is liberated. So though he may be employed in many activities, or he may be engaged in many activities, he has taken my shelter, he has achieved my mercy. That is why he can easily reach the eternal spiritual world, which is imperishable. Okay, Gita Mataji.
Hare Krishna. सर्पकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मत्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्. Translation: though engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotee under my protection reaches the eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. Purport: the word Mat Vyapashraya means under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord or his representative, the spiritual master. There is no time limitation for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in activities under the direction of the Supreme Lord. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, the Lord is very, very kind. In spite of all difficulties, he is eventually placed in the transcendental abode or Krishna Loka. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Just 2 minutes. You write down the words Sanishta, Parinishta, Kaivalya. Write these words first. Sanishta, Parinishta, and Kaivalya. How to become a Parinishta devotee? For a Parinishta devotee, the actions are, or the work is secondary. Bhakti is more important. For Sanishta, work is more important. Bhakti is secondary. You understand? What is primary? What is secondary? So these 2.5 verse, that is 56, 57.5 verse of 58, speaks about how to grow as a Parinishta Bhakta. Parinishta Bhakta. What is Parinishta Bhakta? He performs activities, no doubt, as a matter of duty. He is not interested. He is not interested in the work, in the materialistic work, but he just does it to set an example plus. Like he is a grasta. He is not interested. That is secondary. But he is actually interested in 24 hours chanting the holy name. But what to do? Woman body or a male body in grastha having responsibilities. Then he does it. But it is not his first choice. It is his secondary choice. But what is most important for him? All the time he thinks about how to grow in devotional service. So then, these verses from 56, 57 and half verse of 58 speaks about how a Sanishta devotee grows to Parinishta devotee. How it can happen when he completely takes shelter of Lord, attains mercy of Lord, then it is very easy for him to achieve Lord, to achieve the abode of Lord. Okay. Now, 57th verse. How does that also encourage a person to become a Parinishta Bhakta? For him, what is the primary duty?
Mataji,
Performing
56 and 57 says about Parinishta, no?
how to grow as a Parinishta Bhakta.
How to grow. Okay.
And Kaivalya, what is Kaivalya? He is neither interested in any obligatory work. He is completely away from all these things. He is not interested to be in anyone, in taking any responsibilities. He doesn't have to do that. So you understand it nicely. Now, a Parinishta Bhakta has to go for office, has to cook at home, but his primary is to serve Krishna. A Kaivalya Bhakta, he doesn't have to do all this obligate. Parinishta Bhakta just does it as an obligation. Sanishta is more interested in his materialistic duties. Okay. Now, 57th verse speaks. Chetasa sarvakarmani mai sanyasya matparah buddhiyogam upashitya macchitta satatam bhava. Chetasa sarvakarmani. Chetasa sarvakarmani.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. Can you please repeat Kaivalyam once again, Mataji?
Kaivalya means he is not obligated to anything. He doesn't have any obligations. Chetasa sarva karmani. For Kaivalya, generally those who have taken orange dress, they are not having any obligation. But still, after taking orange dress, still he is having obligation. Then he is coming in the category of Parinishta. Just don't get carried away. He is in orange dress. It is your conception. It is your consciousness. Sometimes, even after taking orange dress, they only think of the house. We have seen in my preaching this years of this, I have seen so many brahmacharis thinking about their mother, father. So much of obligations, what will happen. How many times I have seen my Shiksha Guru saying, have faith in Lord. But still, they take so much of insight. So it is a consciousness. Okay. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparah buddhi yogam upashitya macchittah satatam bhava. So this verse also speaks about how to grow as a Parinishta Bhakta. Chetasa, by intelligence, sarva karmani mai sanyasya. Give up all the activities to me. That means give all the fruits to me. And become my Matpara devotee. If you remember Matpara, where we did? Second chapter. Open, 61st verse. Open. Baldev Vidyabhushan speaks about what is Matpara. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. That we have seen. Yeah, Matpara. Where sorry, Tani Sarvani Sanyamya Yukta Asita Matpara. Vashe Yasya Indriyani Tasya Pragya Pratishtita. In that Matpara word is there. And what does Bhakti Vidya Bhushan write about Matpara? Mad Bhakti, Mat Para. Mat refers to Mad Bhakti. Para refers to Prabhavena. Mad Bhakti Prabhavena. Sarva Indriya Vijaya Purvika. Swatma Drishti Sulabheti Bhava. Even at night, somebody wakes you up and asks, what is Matpara? Don't shout at him. Why did you wake me up? You should answer this. What should answer? Matpara. Become a Matpara devotee. That is Mad Bhakti Prabhavena. By my Bhakti. Because of the influence of Bhakti. Mad Bhakti Prabhavena. Sarva Indriya Vijaya Purvika. Conquer your senses. Conquer your mind. Mind speaks a lot. Nonsense. Mind is nonsense. You know, Bhakti Vedanta Thakur says, take a chappal and beat your mind. Sometimes you say, you know, I am a very emotional person, sentimental person. Take a chappal and beat your mind. Because emotions, sentiments doesn't work in Krishna consciousness. It doesn't have a place in Krishna consciousness. Material emotions, material sentiments have no place in Krishna consciousness. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, such sentiments and emotions that come in the mind, take a chappal and start beating your mind. Sarva Indriya Vijaya Purvika, the greatest to conquer is not any other senses except the mind. It's first the mind which we have to conquer. It's the greatest thing to be conquered. But mind speaks a lot. For no reason, it speaks a lot. When mind starts speaking, the action starts flowing. Secondary is the action. First, it is the level of mind. So, Sarva Indriya Vijaya Purvika. Then, when you have conquered the mind, Swatma Drishti, Swa-Atma Drishti, that means you understand your relationship, Swatma Drishti. Sulabheti Bhav, it becomes very easy to understand. Our relationship to our spiritual master, our relationship to the Guru Shishya Parampara, our commitment to the process. It's not so easy. That is why it is said, Mad Bhakti. It's not just go, dance and come. It is introspective. We have to introspect ourselves. Sometimes we think, chalo, I'll go Sunday, I'll go just dance and come. It doesn't work. You have to take responsibilities. You have to be under the care of the spiritual master. Take the responsibility in a proper way. Many visitors come in the temple. They just come on the Sundays, they just dance, they just enjoy. Go. Take prasadam. They enjoy and then go. But bhakti is beyond this also. Bhakti means taking responsibility. Because if we really want to become parinishta bhakta, as a sanishtha bhakta, not a problem. Balancing, work also, devotion also. Monday to Saturday, I will work. Sunday, I'll go to temple, attend some class, write some notes, come back. Then Monday onwards, no disturbance. So there are devotees like this also. Okay. Some sukruti will be there. Some sukruti. But really, if you want to become a parinishta bhakta, then this has been given. What? Mad Bhakti Prabhavena. So Matparaha, Chetasa Sarva Karmani, Maisanyasa Matparaha, 100% we have to give to Krishna. How many of us really give 100%? Even to give 1% also we scratch our heads, doesn't it? Buddhi Yogam Upashitya. Buddhi Yogam. Buddhi Yogam means devotional service. Upashitya. It is taking shelter. Upashitya. Upa means Lord. Taking shelter of Lord. Machitta. In consciousness of me. Satatam. 24 hours. Bhava. Just become. We don't like disturbance, isn't it? When we go to office. Even if a devotee calls, we'll not attend the phone. And we say we are devotees. Just imagine. What is devotion? Association of devotees is called devotion. But the moment we enter the office, we don't want any association. Can we call ourselves devotees? Tell me. We are in the garb of a devotee. You know, actors come. There's so many actors who act So we are in the garb of devotee. We like to back answer devotee. We like to talk in a very harsh way to devotees. Huh? Can we call ourselves a devotee? What is given here, just see, upashitya, matchitta, complete consciousness, 24 hours. Then a person becomes parinishta. That is what this chapter is, the last chapter. It's the last chapter. It's not so easy to become parinishta. 24 hours giving everything to Lord, 100%. 100% having faith in Lord, 100% completely surrendered to Lord, completely being in devotional service. Then a person, even though may be engaged in all type of activities, he is parinishta. Okay, Shilpam Mataji, can you read?
Yes, Mataji, I can read. Hare Krishna. चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Purport. When one acts in Krishna consciousness, he does not act as the master of the world. Just like a servant, one should act fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. A servant has no individual independence. He acts only on the order of the master. A servant acting on behalf of the Supreme Master is unaffected by profit and loss. He simply discharges his duty faithfully in terms of the order of the Lord. Now, one may argue that Arjuna was acting under the personal direction of Krishna, but when Krishna is not present, how should one act? If one acts according to the direction of Krishna in this book, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, then the result will be the same. The Sanskrit word matparaha is very important in this verse. It indicates that one has no goal in life save and except acting in Krishna consciousness just to satisfy Krishna. And while working in that way, one should think of Krishna only. I have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. This is a perfect Krishna consciousness. One should, however, note that after doing something whimsically, he should not offer the result to the Supreme Lord. That sort of duty is not in the devotional service of Krishna consciousness. One should act according to the order of Krishna. This is very important point. That order of Krishna comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, the spiritual master's order should be taken as a prime duty of life. If one gets a bona fide spiritual master and acts according to his direction, then one's perfection of life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. Hare Krishna.
So very, very much important. Whatever spiritual master says, one should follow. At that time, one starts thinking whether it is right or wrong, it is moral or immoral, what it is. Whatever my spiritual master says, I should hear. And if we do that, we can gain success in our life. Always remember this word. Just follow the spiritual master in a proper way. Whatever has been told has to be done. I'll tell you an example. My spiritual master told me, he wrote a message to me in the class. The class was going on. My Shiksha Guru told, the lady who is in the red dress, go and take her outside and give her a slap. Yes. I was not knowing. I just searched which lady. I just told her to come out. Gave her a slap. Before giving slap, I said, this is the order of my spiritual master. I am giving you slap. I don't know why I am doing. I just gave her a slap. Bas. No if, no but. I did not even ask why I should give. I just gave. I just gave the slap and came back. Then my spiritual master told me, you didn't ask me. I said, you told over. That lady has been writing nonsensical love letters to all the brahmacharis in the ashram. She was a crack person. Her age was 67. These all young brahmacharis, she used to write love letters. all nonsensical. She was a correct person. So then action had to be taken, but they cannot directly go and do. So she was not allowed. So there I did not say why I don't feel it good. I did not say anything. So this always remember, whenever some instruction is given, just follow. Don't apply more of your mind. Don't apply more of your mind. Afterwards, answers will come. Answers will come. Even you should not even question also. Why? Because one who is following the Shastras, one who is following the instructions of the spiritual master under the disciplic succession is a proper bona fide spiritual master. Simple. How to identify who is proper spiritual master? He should be under the care of his Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. He should not deviate. He's under the care. So naturally, he is proper. We don't have to search who is proper, who is not proper. Anyhow, wherever you go, you'll hear the same class. Maybe sometimes in a little different way, with some different examples. All are going to speak the same. But where are we going to employ our strength? How many people are we going to question? So this is very important. Now, the half line, 56, 57th was for Parinishta, how to grow in as a Parinishta. 58th is the half first line. Machittaha sarvadurgani matprasada tarishyasi atha chetvam ahankaram. Cheta ahankara. Ahankaran. Na shroyasi vinakshasi. The first line. Machitta sarvadurgani matprasada. If complete consciousness is there in Lord, we cannot directly even think about Lord. We should think about the service to Lord. If that consciousness is there under the guidance again, one can cross all the impediments. All the impediments he can cross. He will attain Lord's mercy by my mercy. Tarishyasi. In this way, he will overcome all the impediments. The last line is not included for the Parinishta. Atha chetvam ahankaran na shroyasi vinakshasi. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Why people get deviated? Why people get deviated? Just because of having their own intelligence. False ego. I should, my thing is most important. What I think is most important. That is why they are lost. They deviate themselves. They always become runners, running from here to there. They will never be fixed up. Understand it very nicely. That is why last line is a warning. Atha chetvam ahankaran. What is that ahankara? What I see is right. What I think is right. False ego. Na shroyasi vinakshasi. They don't hear. That is how they are lost. They are completely lost. It's not so easy to be fixed up. To be fixed up means just follow. Simple. Just follow. If you don't do that, this is the last line. That is why the last line is not including in the Parinishta. Parinishta means what to do. Last line says, what if you don't do? What will happen? That is consequences. Okay, Pushpa, read.
Hare Krishna. Voice is coming.
Nicely.
Machit sarva durgani matprasadat tarisyasi yasi athas cheta tvam ahankaran na shrosyasi vinamshasi. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life.
Vinakshasi. Vinakshasi. Vinakshasi.
Vinamshasi. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. A person in full consciousness is not unduly anxious about executing the duties of his existence. The foolish cannot understand this great freedom from all anxiety.
For one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes the most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort and he gives himself to his friend, who is so devotedly engaged, working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego of the bodily concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws. But as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. One should note very carefully that one who is not active in Krishna consciousness is losing himself in the material whirlpool, in the ocean of birth and death. No conditioned soul actually knows what is to be done and what is not to be done. But a person who acts in Krishna consciousness is free to act because everything is prompted by Krishna from within and confirmed by the spiritual master. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, this last word, vinakshasi.
Vinankshyasi.
Vinanshasi. I'm not able to pronounce this word.
You write down and see. Automatically it will come. For you, only writing is a solution.
Vinakshasi.
Writing, you go on writing, it will come. Vinankshyasi. Vinankshyasi.
Vinanshasi.
Write in Hindi.
Vinanshasi.
Next. Yad ahankaram ashritya nayotsya iti manyase mithyaiva vyavasayaste prakritis tvam niyokshati. There vinankshyasi was there, na? Here niyokshati. Twist of tongue, isn't it? Yad ahankaram ashritya nayotsya iti manyase mityaiva vyavasayaste prakritis tvam niyokshati. Yad, if ahankaram, a false ego, ashritya, you take shelter of false ego, happen no yotse and say, I shall not fight. He does, manyase. What did Arjuna do? He was trying to advise Krishna so much, isn't it? I will not fight. What will happen? False ego. Mithya, Isha, this is all false, Krishna says. Vyavasaya, determination. Te, your prakriti, material nature, tvam, you, niyokshasi, will engage. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. And by your nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare. Where? Somewhere else. Here you will not fight, you will go and fight with somebody else. Nature is not going to leave a person. Like you say, I will not fight, I'll go and beg in the forest. Krishna says, go and beg. When you go and beg, what will happen? Some more beggars will come. They will say, you know, that person is doing so much of anyaya. Immediately, because your nature is leadership, Kshatriya, you will become leader among the Kshatriyas, leader among the beggars. And you'll try to protect them. And when you, how will you protect? You'll be frustrated. Because for protection, you need kingdom. For protection, you need opulence. Kshatriya can protect only when he has something. Now, you don't have anything, you yourself are a bhikari. What are you going to protect others? Protection involves feeding also. Protection involves giving ashray also. You yourself don't have any roof. You don't have any place to stay. What are you going to protect? Your nature is not going to go. Even if you say, I will not fight, you are going to fight. Somewhere you'll fight where you don't have any kingdom also. That is why Krishna is saying, better you do it under my care, because if Krishna is under care of Krishna, he will get the kingdom. A Kshatriya needs a kingdom. Without kingdom, how is he going to Kshatrayate Kshatriya? How is he going to protect? That is why Krishna insisted on fighting. He insisted so that the Pandavas get the kingdom and they can properly utilize to become a Kshatriya, proper Kshatriya. If they say, no, I don't want to fight, this all is very bad, it's not good. we will be incurring sin. So much Updesh was given to Lord. First chapter is Updesh. It is not Gita Updesh, it is flashback Updesh. Who is giving Updesh to whom? It is Arjuna giving Updesh to Krishna. And on top of that, in second chapter, if you see, he says, Vaikshyam Appe Lokha, let me go and beg in the forest. Guruna Hatva hi Mahanubhavam, Vaikshyam Appe Appe Lokha. How can I fight with my own gurus? It is not good. Advising. Krishna says, even if you go also, you are going to fight because that is your nature. But the time you are fighting will be with frustration because you don't have anything. And you are trying to give protection. It is the nature which Krishna has given according to the gunas, according to whatever previous life activities. Okay. 59th verse. Aruna reading.
Hare Krishna. Yad ahankaram ashritya na yotsya iti manyase mithiyesh vyavasayaste prakritistvam niyokshati. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. By your nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare. Purport. Arjuna was military man and born of the nature of the Kshatriya. Therefore, his natural duty was to fight. But due to false ego, he was fearing that by killing his teacher, grandfather, and friends, he would incur sinful reactions. Actually, he was considering himself master of his action, as if he were directing the good and bad result of such work. He forgot that the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present there, instructing him to fight. That is the forgetfulness of the conditioned soul. The Supreme Personality gives direction as to what is good and what is bad. And one simply has to act in Krishna consciousness to attain the perfection of life. No one can ascertain his destiny as the Supreme Lord can. Therefore, the best course is to take direction from the Supreme Lord and act. No one should neglect the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the order of the spiritual master, who is the representative of God. One should act unhesitantly to execute the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That will keep one safe under all circumstances. Hare Krishna.
Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, if you ignore my words, you will end up in killing gurus and brahmanas. That means you don't know where to improve. And Krishna says fight against dharma, there he fight against adharma. There if he says, no, it's not good. What will he do? He'll fight against dharma then. And what is dharma? Protection of guru, brahmanas, cows. If a person is arguing in adharma, fight against adharma, he will land up in fighting against dharma. Okay, 60th verse. स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धस्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यत् मोहात् करिष्यस्यावशोऽपि तत् स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धस्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यस्यावशोऽपि यत्. Swabhavajena, everybody is born of their own nature. O Kaunteya, Kuntiputra. That is how they get conditioned. Nibaddha, conditioned. Svena, by his own karmana, activities. Kartum, to do. Na ichhasi, you do not like. Yet that, mohat, by illusion. Karishasi avashaha api tat. You will anyhow involuntarily do. Nature will not leave you. Sometimes you say, no, we don't have time to come on Sundays. You may say, because you may have some grudge. Or somewhere you'll go, because your nature is, you cannot be at home. Sometimes you say, no, we cannot leave without going. So we may think, no, I will not go. We'll try to give so many excuses. Afterwards, we'll go. That is our nature. If somebody has a nature to study, he will go. Somebody has a nature to fight, he will fight. If he says, I don't want to fight, Krishna says, then involuntarily you will fight. You have to fight. Because it is your nature, compelled by the work born of your nature. You will act all the same. You may say, I will not do, but you will do. And your illusion is you are neglecting my direction. You are neglecting to act according to my direction. So that is why you will be compelled to act according to your nature, and that is how he will be entangled. Okay. Mayuri, my turn. This is the last verse.
स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धः स्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यस्य वशोऽपि तत्. Meaning, under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your own nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kunti. Purport. If one refuses to act under the direction of the Supreme Lord, then he is compelled to act by the modes in which he is situated. Everyone is under the spell of a particular combination of the modes of nature and is acting in that way. But anyone who voluntarily engages himself under the direction of the Supreme Lord becomes glorious. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So very clearly it has been given. And if you don't work according to what I say, you will land up in doing something which is exactly opposite to what I say. If Krishna says fight against adharma, you will land up in fighting against dharma. Because he argued with Krishna. So that is why Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes, you will land up in killing gurus. You will land up in killing brahmanas. Because I tell you to protect gurus, to protect brahmanas, and you are advising me. So what will happen? You will land up in doing exactly opposite. But that is your nature. The nature will not go. Okay. In doubt. So we'll have class on Monday, Friday, next Monday. Then we will complete the portion, 6 verses in each. Monday, Friday, and the other next. It will be 25th. Then you have a nice holiday till 6th. 6th is the starting. As I told, IDC course, you can join. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want Mayur Prabhu to join. Pushpalash Mataji. Offline. Yeah, you should join. If you don't know this will be a subsidiary for, like, when you are doing this Bhakti Shastri, IDC will help you in understand the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So offline you should join. Online, if anyone wants to join, they can join. Okay. Hare Krishna. Mancha kalpita